Hey everyone, this is Chala Dinkoy, CEO and founder of the Repositioning Expert, coming to you live with another Tuesday Tea Time with Chala. I have to do this in 14 minutes, so I'm going to go fast. All last week, I was involved. I was in Washington, D.C., and in between canceled flights and waiting on airplanes for 6 hours, I was able to train some pitch contestants for We Bank Women's Business Network Enterprise in the DC, DMV regions. And one of the things that I heard most often from the contestants was this phrase of having the imposter syndrome. And I wanted to address it because it is popping up so often, not just in competitions and pitch competitions and where you have to step on a stage, but it's showing up every day in the lives of my clients. And it is not a female problem at all. So let me just take a step back and describe what it is. It's a feeling of inadequacy tied to your success and the belief that you'll be found out. And if you did have a success, it's because you just got lucky and that you're never going to be able to repeat it again. And I have felt this again and again and again. So it was discovered by two psychologists, Dr. Pauline Clance and Suzanne Imes in 1978. It is so far, but I never heard of it until the book Lean In, which was written and made famous by the Facebook COO, Sheryl Sandberg. And again, in the research, it says it's not just women. Oh, wait, I forgot to take my sip. Hold on. I'm putting creatine now in the drink. So, anyway, it's not just women. Men actually rated higher in the most intense part of having the imposter syndrome at 11% versus women at 8%. And 23% of entrepreneurs and business owners worry others will find out how much knowledge they lack. 22% worry that success is because of luck. 61% feel others are more intelligent. And that's in addition of, sometimes they feel that, often they feel that, or all the time they feel that. But in addition, it's collective 61%. 26% have doubts that they can repeat the success after receiving some sort of award or recognition. And then 64%, which is like almost like 3/4, discount the importance of what they've done. And so the really important part is, what do we do about it, right? I mean, this all sounds like me. It sounds like you. It sounds like all the clients that I work with. But what do we do about it? One thing that they recommend is achievement logs. I have this. I have journals. This is where you identify facts versus feelings, where you challenge. Is this true? Is this, can you not repeat this? Have you not repeated this? Can you sell this big? Have you ever sold this big? Can you do it again? Kind of thing. And then write down, of course, all the successes of what's working, maybe what's not working, but really this is keep it to the positive, which is an achievement log, and a win sheet of every big and small thing that is working out for you in your business, in your life, and with respect to what you're doing. Number 2 is the mindset and self-talk. And I have spent hundreds and thousands of dollars on coaches for that, because I realize that it's a huge impediment to the growth of my business, to the growth of myself as a person. And I'm just a lifelong learner, so it's never going to stop. And so one of the things that I do for my mindset, other than hiring coaches and consultants, the first step really is to notice the thought. And so if you have a defeating thought that is one of these defeating imposter syndrome thoughts of, did I deserve this? Can I repeat this? Is this just luck? Am I going to be found out as someone who doesn't know what they're talking about? And am I less intelligent than other people? Those are the 5 cores of what make up the imposter syndrome. And so when you notice that you're getting to think that way, so you first notice the thought, and then you gently challenge it and say, is this really true? And then you forgive yourself for having that thought. But one of the things that I really, really recommend to anybody and everybody who's in business and not in business is the practice of meditation. I paid a lot of money to learn TM, which is transcendental meditation, and it literally numbs the front of my prefrontal cortex, the front of my brain, and calms my nervous system and trains me to be less, reactive or volatile or worried or anxious, and takes care of all of my nervous system and coats it with just this calm. And then that's helping me rewire and revisualize the present, the future, and if I have to look at the past of my successes and failures, it's just helping me to rewire my nervous system. So mindset shift and self-talk is huge in this imposter syndrome, because at the end of the day, no matter who is going to help you, no matter how many books you read and how many times you watch this, or these types of self-help videos, you're alone in your head, and you're the one who's telling you things, what to think and what not to think, what's okay to think and what's not okay to think. And lastly, of course, the support that I already talked about is I have always had peer networks. I've always had advisory boards. I've always had coaches, still do. And what they recommend is, if this imposter syndrome is so severe that it's actually stopping you from moving forward in your business and stopping your visibility in your business, stopping you to do outreach for sales in your business, that you really do need to look at, above coaching, some therapy. And in professional coaching, where I actually got certified to be a professional coach, the distinction and the delineation between where we refer to therapists is if your trauma is, or what's stopping you is based in your past, childhood, or some traumatic experience from your childhood. Of course, everything is based on your childhood. Of course, everybody has some form of small t, or big T, as they call it, big trauma, small trauma. But what we do know is everything is based in the past, and everything actually locks into your body, which is what the book, The Body Keeps the Score, is all about. Bessel van der Dorf, I think his name is. So therapy comes into play if it's so debilitating, these traumas and past experiences, that the imposter syndrome has locked you into a plateau in your business, or worse yet, is causing you to fail in your business. So I'm hoping that this is going to help. I'm sending it out to all the people that I've met while I was training for the pitch competition. They're under bigger pressure, bigger fire. They have to memorize their pitches. It has to be timed. They're competing, and this is, it's really brave of them to get out there. But the truth is that imposter syndrome is not just relegated to pitch contests or stages. It resides amongst all of us every day. And I hope these are some points that you can make to at least reflect on it, and then to do some work on it, as I have. And I feel so much better. I hope that was useful, and I look forward to talking to you again next week. Take care.